Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here with me today. I hope you're okay. So today I'm using a 20 by 24 inch canvas and I'm going to use a green turquoise and a sky blue, a sky light blue base. So I'm going to pour those paints onto my canvas first and blow them out to make a bit of a marbling effect. And then I'm going to puddle pour some blue puddles onto the canvas and blow them out. I'm going to do some finger swipes as well, just to add some movement and to give the eye some direction when you look at the canvas itself. I'm really excited about this. I'm having so much fun doing different techniques using fluid paint, and I really hope you're enjoying it too. If there's a specific technique you would like me to try that I might not have tried before, let me know, drop them in the comments below because I'd love to explore and experiment with you. So I've got my paints mixed up, my canvas is ready. Let's see what we can create. So these are my two base colours, the Sky Light Blue by Amsterdam and the Green Turquoise by Amsterdam. All my colours, my ratios and all that information is listed in the description box below. I'm also using the blues and I've got a white, and I really can't wait to use the green turquoise and the sky blue as a base because I just really think it's going to pop these colours. So let's get the base down now. I'm going to use both of these colours, the green turquoise and the light sky blue. I'm going to mix them together. I'm going to blow them all in together, and that's going to form the basis of this creation. I've already painted my sides of the canvas, so I don't need to be too worried about those. But this is about just really giving yourself some time to be in your creative process, to start off with the base colour. And I'm going to take my hairdryer. It's on a cool setting. There's a button on my hairdryer that allows it to be a cool setting. You don't want it to blow out any heat. And I'm just going to move the paint that I've already layered on the canvas around the canvas, blow it into each other to create very different tones using the light blue and the green turquoise. Here I'm trying to create some movement, but I'm also creating some different tones by just using these two colours to give this piece some depth when I'm ready to layer the puddles of blues on top. I'm happy with the coverage, but I do just have a quick look at the base just to ensure that there's no deep puddles in other areas. I want a consistent layer of paint on the canvas. Let me take you in now just for a close-up of this section, just so you can see how this part of the process has been completed. We've blown those two colours into each other to create different tones and shadows just with those two colours of this palette. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our blues and we're going to layer the colours on top. I'm going to probably do 4 puddles in like a zigzag motion. So I'm going to take my colours one at a time, layer the puddles on there and blow out with my hairdryer. So just to recap, I'm going to use blue tones on top. I'm going to puddle 4 puddles, but in a zigzag formation, and then I will blow out those puddles over the top. So I've used my Blue Black by Pebeo just as my guide. That's my zigzag. And I'm now going to take all the blue colours that I've got. Again, I will list these in the description box below. And I will just puddle those on top of each other. I'm going to do random orders of the blue so each puddle is different. And then we'll blow out this creation. I'm also going to add in some finger swipes. That's going to help with the movement of the piece. And you can see here I'm just adding some white because that's going to help really break up those blue tones so I can have some lighter and darker tones for the same colour blues that you see me puddling. All my paints are mixed with a pouring medium and water. All those ratios are listed in the description box below, but I'm just going to add some white in each of these puddles. Every single puddle you can see has a different version of the blue, so I've layered the blues in different ways, in different sequence, but the white's just going to help break some of that up. And it's going to create some lighter tones when it's blown out across the base of this canvas. So I'm done layering the paints on top. I'm just taking my torch now just to pop any of those air bubbles. If you've recently mixed up your paints, you might notice that there's some air bubbles within those paints. So just use your torch or your heat gun to pop those air bubbles. I'm now going to take my blow dryer and I'm just going to put these puddles on top of each other with the base coat. So what that means is I'm just blowing some of that base coat in amongst those puddles we've already created. My blow dryer is on a cool setting, so you don't want any heat coming out of your blow dryer when you do this. And then I'm just going to take each puddle one by one and blow out across the canvas. And then we'll add in our finger swipe. So let me go through now each puddle with my blow dryer. I'm looking for the composition. I'm looking at the shapes that I'm creating. I'm blowing some of that paint over the edges. And don't forget, when you do this, step back, have a good look at your overall piece. When you step back, that's when you're really looking for your composition. You're looking at where your eye takes you across the piece. You're looking for the movement that you're trying to create. With these pieces, I would really like to leave some of the negative space, so the space that I've already created on the base of the canvas with the light blue and the green turquoise. But having these darker puddles on top will really create the movement and the depth that I'm looking for in terms of the shadows and the tones that those blues are going to create. So this is now about the depth and the composition whilst blowing out these puddles. I'm really happy with the overall design and how this is shaping up across the canvas itself. I love the two corners and almost the blast in between in that middle section. I'm just checking my coverage in terms of the puddles of paint that I've got, and it's at this point that I think about tweaking certain areas, blowing out the sides a little bit more, and really looking at the overall composition. Because when I go in for my finger swipe, I really want it to help with the eye movement. So what I mean is when you look at the piece, where is your eye taking you? So I'm now going to do the finger swipe, and I'm thinking about going over this section here, through here, over here, and down. So I'm just going to go for it. So I'm just going to dip my finger in some paint and just wipe it ready, just so that it's not really kind of unprepared for the finger swipe. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to lightly press down my finger, and I'm going to move my hand in the motion that I planned, just around the edges, through some of those puddles, round the middle, and over the other side. And it's using that finger swipe that's really now creating the movement for this piece. So yeah, I'm really happy with that direction. I'm going to go in once more to apply a little bit more pressure and to make that line a little bit more prominent, because I really want that flow of the movement from one side to the other. And I've been able to achieve that by doing the zigzag puddles in the first instance, and then taking my finger swipe all the way through this design, round some of the edges and through some of those puddles. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to take you in now for a close-up of the wet version. I'm going to leave you with some of these details of this wet version before I reveal the dry version. And I think, you know what? I probably say this with a lot of my pieces, I know, but this is a real favourite of mine, and I think this is a piece that I'm so proud of. I absolutely love it. It might be one that I keep and one that I don't sell. I don't know. I've not decided yet. But let me show you some of these details, and then let me show you the dry version. So here we go. The dry version is hanging up on my wall just so you can see the full picture. I'm going to take you in for a close-up of the dry version so you can see some of those details. You can see how the finger swipe has really helped with the movement from one side of the canvas to the other. How the base really works with the puddles that we layered on top, and how that white has really helped with the tones of that blue colour palette. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. It's definitely one of my favourites. And let me know if you try this too and what colours you're using. Maybe it can give me an idea of what colours I should do next. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your support. Remember, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to do. Share the video with people that might also be interested. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care, everyone, and see you soon. Bye.